You were saying something about in one of your pre-show messages, chivalry is dead.
Yeah.
And you're upset by that. Chivalry is dead.
Yeah.
So like, what's an example of guys not being chivalrous anymore?
Even like opening the car door for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotta do that.
But what
The
about
sidewalk
equality?
rule.
The sidewalk rule.
Sidewalk
In theory.
rule?
Yeah. You
Oh,
like
no,
the
no, no,
sidewalk
that's
rule?
on the outside of the sidewalk.
I think it's better for the woman to be closer to the side of, like where the closer to the cars because,
Why?
well, I'm just like,
Well, maybe the air conditioner is going to fall down and hit you. But also, how
Exactly.
likely is it that a car is going to come onto the sidewalk and hit us and somehow only hit me because I'm on the outside and not hit you as well? It seems like you're preparing for something that's incredibly unlikely.
Protect her a little bit more.
See-
Yeah.
Your body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
so you could like angle this a couple different ways. You could say, well, like, let's say you're walking past an alleyway. You want to be, because the alleyway is going to be closer. not-
Yes.
Should
Okay.
let you
I
in the
actually have an
alleyway.
example
I
of
gotta-
this for my boyfriend of 2 weeks. A few weeks ago, we were actually walking down an alleyway, and there was this crazy homeless man, and he had me walking right by him. And in my head, I'm like, "Wouldn't you just go on the other side?" No.
Naturally.
So he let you be
Naturally.
closer to the. This is getting kind of classist here, but
Chivalry thing would have done to.
how do you know he was crazy, or is it
The
just because he was
homeless
homeless?
man?
He was homeless, therefore he was crazy.
No, he was like,
Oh, excuse me.
he was being crazy, like,
yeah.
like screaming out,
He was like,
"Fuck, Jen," like
Tweaking.
sounds like a good time.
Tweaking.
Crazy
It's
stuff.
not that hard to figure out. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
and
okay, so
I felt
chivalry-
uncomfortable.
Chivalry's dead, though.
Yes.
Like what? Is it?
Like I look at my dad
Yeah.
and how he treats my mom.
Sure.
And I talked to them about this the other day. I'm gonna be 35 in December, and I thought by now. Okay, I know. Thought I'd be like married, but it's like I have so many girlfriends that are in the same boat because it's just like men aren't built the same way like our dads were back in the day.
But are women built the same way?
Yeah. I mean, I think men and women are both to blame. Like, I feel like I also look at my parents' relationship, and like my mom and my dad have been together since my mom was 16 years old. They had me when she was 21. And so, like, when I turned 23, my mom was like, oh, I already had like 2 kids and one on the way at your age. I think times are definitely different,
Yeah.
but I think that, like, yes, I don't think men are as chivalrous, but I also don't think women are what they were.
But I think
also
it's
be attracting the
because
wrong
they
men.
started having to, well, actually multiple things. One, like I don't want a job, I want to be a mom, but there's not chivalrous men anymore, so I'm not going to settle. But also, like, I hate fucking feminism, and feminism made women have to start going to work and like pride themselves in that. I don't want a job.
Well, I think that
I don't want to be poor. I want to live a nice lifestyle, and until I meet the right man, I'm gonna just do OnlyFans and live better than most of my friends. And
You don't think
chill.
you attract what you are, though?
I think me and my ex-boyfriend, we started dating way before my OnlyFans.
That wasn't what I was talking about.
Yeah, I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in quantum physics.
That wasn't. I meant like who you are in the season of life that
But-
you're in.
but
And
this
your
is
your
the thing.
character is going to attract that type of person.
Yeah, but why do you think my character is bad just because of my job?
No.
I think that he's just saying that, like,
Hypothetically,
I
we
think,
attract
I would
who we
love
are.
to attract who I am because I'm super funny, I'm super smart, I'm super patriotic, I'm super witty, I'm super fast, I'm super duper hot. I would love to attract
said
who I am.
I think he's just saying,
yes,
like,
that would be amazing.
You're also
I
very
think that's
modest.
the
Very modest.
reason.
Very
That's
humble.
what I'm waiting for. I would love
he's
to
just-
attract that.
I think he's just saying, like,
I
if you're
love that.
demanding, like, not demanding, but you're saying, like, okay, I want marriage, I want to be able to stay home, I want kids, like, how can you kind of justify wanting those things
I don't
without
think I'm
bringing
being
anything
demanding.
to the table? Do you know what I'm saying?
I have a lot of
because
things
how
I'm
can you
bringing to
demand
the
some?
table,
Can I
though.
finish, please? When you demand things from men, like, I want to be able to stay home, I want to be self-sufficient on a salary, I want children, I want to be wiped up, I want to live like this stay-at-home life. But then what do you bring in the table besides, like, okay, I'm hot and I'm funny? Like, what do you bring to the table?
Actually, I make like more money than usually everyone
You
that
think
I
men are
date.
I
attracted
don't
to
think
that?
men are attracted
I
to that,
don't
so-
want that, dude. I'm just saying I'm not gonna settle down, and I'm not gonna be poor, and I'm not gonna live not like I'm living like life on vacation every day in Miami until I meet that person.
I think wanting
and
that-
I don't think you should be judging me. I think we have the same beliefs overall, and I think we're on different paths, and Like,
I want
that's
you to
great
I want
for
you to watch this back because I don't think
I
you
don't
get
keep
the detachment
put-
from reality.
Keep
No,
the chat
I get
open,
it.
too.
I get it, dude.
I think what he's just saying is
I'll
like,
watch it back.
the lifestyle that you're living isn't in line with what
That's
you're
nice.
wanting.
That's nice.
It's
Thank you
nice
for thinking that. Thank you for thinking that.
That's what I know.
But
Thank you for
in
thinking
your
that.
dating profile, you did say something about like you wish like guys would pay, or guys. No. It was men should pay for the first date, right? That's kind of like the chivalrous thing.
Yeah, of course they should.
So that's like kind of a traditional thing. The guy should pay for the first date.
Yeah.
But like,
I
you
think-
know what I
think-
mean?
No,
like,
I don't know.
Well, okay, like,
I don't know what your point
wouldn't the
is,
traditional
'cause
th-
you
like
don't understand ratios.
Yeah,
so.
I'll explain it. So you do BG boy girl content, right?
with
on
my only with my boyfriend at the time. Now
at,
he's
at
my
the time, but
ex-boyfriend.
it's
I
still
broke up with
online,
him.
correct?
Yeah.
So isn't it kind of like non-traditional to have like videos of you getting fucked by another dude?
Guys don't seem to give a fuck. They actually, I mean, it's
But are those the kind of guys you want to
2023.
marry?
Like, I don't
Okay.
think you can
Those
really
are the
be
kind of
like,
guys
can you
who's
really be
attracted.
I don't
chivalrous?
think they
guys
care,
that
to
don't
be
give a fuck.
honest.
Guys
It's
don't
2000
care.
Guys definitely
Yeah,
Guys don't
some
care.
guys might, but
the
it has
caliber-
not affected my dating life.
But
You've been
you're-
dating a guy for a month, dude. I've been talking to people longer than that. Like,
because I
stop
don't-
judging me.
I'm not judging you,
Yeah, you
but you're
are.
also how old
Yeah,
and not
you
married. So
are.
what does it matter?
Yeah, but I just got
So
out
what
of a
does it
long
matter?
relationship.
Okay, but you're saying that
because I don't
want
want to get married and get divorced.
But that's not what
because
any,
divorce
that's
is
not,
also a sin.
It is. That's
So
not
it's
what
like-
any of us are saying. I think we're just saying that you're demanding traditional things
I'm
from
not
traditional
demanding
men, but
anything.
you are
I'm just
not.
saying
You're not a
what-
traditional woman, and you're not offering anything that's
That's great.
traditional in any aspect.
Thank you for your opinion.
I think to like
Thank
with
you for your opinion.
I think with the chivalry thing, I hear women complain a lot like, oh, men aren't chivalrous anymore. I also hear men complain that women aren't being like ladylike or feminine anymore. So there's like all these complaints. Basically, I think in some ways, especially you see this on the internet, but the sexes are at war, right? Like we don't know how to be harmonious together. And I think the through line, there's two through lines: morality, like those guardrails of like what is it to behave well towards each other is one thing. And then the second thing is growing in virtue. It's like, how do we grow as human beings so that we can try to behave well with each other and love each other well? Because otherwise we're always going to be fighting, and there's always going to be this either competitiveness or this anger or this just always this disunity. But the unity can be found, I believe, through appreciating men for being like truly great men, which would include self-control, honor, humility, drive towards what is good, service of others. Women, similar things, but also nurture, love of children, love of family, eagerness to serve other people and love other people instead of just being concerned with ourselves and our own ideas and goals. And if we focus on those things as men and women, we'll be much more harmonious together, I think, and have a much happier society.
I think that love is unconditional, and we're all attracting
Love-
completely
hold
different
on.
people. We're all very, very different people. So, like, my person that I end up with is going to be completely different with who you guys end up with. And that's okay, because we're all completely different. We're allowed to be different. That's why we're going to end up with who we end up with in the first place. And
You just-
yes, love is unconditional.
You think love is unconditional?
Yeah.
You think there are no conditions in which you would fall out of love with somebody?
I think love is unconditional. I think if you love someone, you love them. Like, my parents love me.
There's no
They-
conditions to love?
I think you can know that you're not meant to be with someone. That's not based on conditions.
But in
That's
your-
because you know that you just aren't meant to be with that person.
In your
There's a
date-
difference between intuition or being on the same wavelength and conditions. Like, if I'm genuinely in love with someone and I marry, whoever I decide to marry, yeah, it's unconditional.
It's not unconditional.
But that's why I'm still single. You're like, why are you single at 33? Because
No.
I'm waiting to meet my person.
No, because you said you've only been in a relationship for a month. I'm also 23 years old, so I don't think that has any relevance to what we were talking about at all in terms of traditionalism. But I do want to talk about what you said between like harmony between the sexes. I think women have kind of found themselves in a place where they almost have to be like men. And manly like and protect themselves and defend themselves and provide for themselves. And so yeah, I think it's hard then for women to be in these relationships where they have to like tone that down when they're not in an environment in the first place where they can even be feminine.
Word. Okay, unconditional love. I mean, in your dating profile, you say that you think the guy should pay for a date. That's a condition.
That's like me not wanting to go on a date with a dwarf. Like I don't want to go on
that's
a date with
conditional.
someone
Still a
that
condition.
it's not a condition.
That's a condition.
Okay, love is unconditional. Like my parents love me no matter who I am, no matter what I do. Like even if I
It's a
have
categorical
kids.
error.
No.
Your parents' love is different than the love you would have for your husband and that he would have for you.
Yeah. Familial
And then
love
when
is-
I have kids, love is
Be
unconditional.
a different category.
Are you gonna
They're
still
kids.
love your
because
husband
love
if he
is
starts beating the
unconditional.
shit out of you? It seems that that's probably a
question.
condition.
Well, the way to
right?
love him would be to separate yourself from him, to protect
Right.
him
I'm
from
not
committing
going
the act
to
of cheating and protect
marry
yourself.
someone to get myself in that situation.
Then
But there's
that
no-
sounds like a
inevitable.
condition.
There's no such thing
No,
as
it doesn't. It's not a condition.
Yes, not being an abuser sounds like a condition that you need
my
fulfilled in
God.
order to be in a relationship.
Do you think every woman that ends up in an abusive relationship goes into the relationship knowing he's abusive?
I know for a fact, no. That's not what
Yeah.
I'm talking about, though.
So
We're just
how
trying to
are you-
explain
yeah.
words to you.
Thank you. Thank
No,
you.
no problem.
but like okay.
Please mail me a dictionary tomorrow, please. I obviously.
I think I have one.
We have our
really
bundle.
need
Double-
one.
She
I
got
need
the
one
ratios down,
badly.
though.
The
I
airport.
know what, I need one so badly. No one knows my name, but
What's your ratio of picture books to chapter books?
0.
Oh.
But okay, can you at least admit that there are some conditions under which, like, in order for you to fall in love with somebody, probably certain conditions need to be met? Like,
Standards and conditions are two different things.
but unconditional.
Love is unconditional.
So there are no conditions.
Standards
So if you start
to
cheating,
date
if,
someone,
if your husband
to
started
even
cheating
get
on you,
to the point of marriage is not
can we Google
conditions.
unconditional? Hold on.
I'm
Let
probably
me.
going to send you to conditional
I
first.
promise you, I'm not trying to be
I
facetious.
really
or
don't
mean.
give a fuck. We're just
That's
not going to
fine.
agree on it.
I'm just telling you, you're making a categorical error. There's a different kind of love that a man has for his wife than a
okay.
Yo,
person
stop,
has for their
stop.
kid.
Just let him speak.
What is that?
Oh my God! Thank you, Bender the
Bender
Offender.
the Offender donated
Chat is on
$500.
fire. Thank you, man.
Christy, you seem very narcissistic. You think way too highly of yourself to the point of bordering on plain ignorance, and you seem to not understand how logic works.
Thank you for the $500. You spelled my name completely wrong.
It's going to him for the record.
I know that. I get it. I'm literally helping him. Like, this whole thing is making him so much money because of me. You're welcome.
Partially because of you.
I made you the most money tonight, all night.
Wait, so but if you got married, right? So you would, the person you marry, you would have
It's
unconditional.
KRISTY.
Bro, what's your deal? Can you just chill? Like we've told you multiple times to not interrupt people.
Sorry.
You're literally doing it right now. Do you just not have any social grace? Like, can you just not interrupt people? You've interrupted. I look at you. You're kind of. You've interrupted people so many times. You've interrupted Isabella. You've interrupted everybody here at the table.
Trying to not interrupt.
I know it must be difficult for you.
Very.
Can you stop? Okay.
That's why I'm shaking my head.
I know, but it's
talking.
like almost passive
Not
aggressive in the
talking.
way you're doing it.
Okay. Sorry.
Apology accepted. There you go. Okay. We're all a happy family now. All right. I think you were saying something.